Guys, welcome back to Survival Dispatch. One of the cool things about making content here at Volusia Top Gun in Daytona Beach is being able to hang out in the double barrel grill. And if you look through the windows behind me, you can actually see some of the shooting bays of the range here. Chris, this place is phenomenal.
It is a really cool place, and Ron Perkinson, my friend who owns it, treats his customers like his customer service second to none.
It's awesome. Just an awesome place. So if you're ever in the Daytona Beach area, stop by, check out Volusia Top Gun. You will not be sorry. Okay, we're talking about more products today. We're talking about power, portable power. And today we have the Crave PowerPack. And Chris, you've been playing with this. And before we get into the nitty-gritties of the review, I just want to know, what have we got here? What are its basic capabilities? What do we use this for?
So you charge this at home. It's 50,000 milliamps. So a lot of laptops, you know, they have maybe a 7,000 milliamp.
I have no clue what milliamp means. That's why you're the techie guy.
So, you know, your average laptop might have, say, a 7,000 milliamp battery, give or take, depending on the size of it and whatnot. So 50,000 milliamps. Essentially, you can charge your iPhone or your Android phone 15 times from dead based on what this packs.
That sounds pretty impressive. I don't think I've ever owned anything that quite had that capability.
You know, there's a lot of small battery packs like this. They typically don't last a long time, and they're more hassle, you know, than what they're really worth. These guys have taken things to a whole new level. I've been using Apple products since the 90s, and so I'm biased towards Apple products. With that being said, what's really neat is this product, when I opened it in this box, was very much an Apple-like experience. The boxing was really well done.
I know what you mean, because I've had Apples for the past probably, 10 years or so I get it.
Yeah, Steve Jobs' thing was he wanted, from the minute you received your product and opened it, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
So very well packaged. This device actually looks like it could be made by Apple. It's got very nice beveled edges all the way around.
Very clean, isn't it? It's
ultra clean. It's a really slick device. The fact that you could take this hunting, camping, any type of trip that you're on, you know, we just had Hurricane Ian go through here.
Oh, yeah.
With, you know, tremendous power outages and whatnot. Something like this would be a lifesaver. You know, you plug it into the wall. It does take a little time to charge because it's 50,000 milliamps.
Okay.
So if your laptop charges in an hour, you might want to plug this in for, say, 4 hours or so from completely dead.
Gotcha.
You know, to fill it to its full capacity. But again, this is a really high quality product as far as fit and finish is concerned. Mm-hmm. I mean, people will hear me say that frequently. I'm big on the aesthetics of things.
Yep.
Functionality is cool as well, but this is a very nice device. If I had one complaint, Denny, though.
Yep.
They sent a 12-inch USB-C charging cable.
It's a little bit on the short side.
Yeah, my wife looked at it and said, "What are you going to do with that?"
Okay, well, since we're getting into some nitty-gritty stuff, let's just jump right into the review criteria, okay, Chris, and let's go through step by step. Shipping time criteria number 1, you gave it a 5 out of 5.
Whatever problems we've been having, you know, with supply chain and shipping, it seems that we're well past it. At least we are here in Central Florida. From the time that this company contacted us to the time that they placed the order on our behalf to the time that I received it was 4 days flat.
Do you remember where it came from?
Honestly, I don't.
Okay. Was it within the continental U.S.?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it come from a distribution center in the United States, so
okay,
it didn't have to come through the border or anything like
cool.
that.
Well, that's still pretty darn good. 4 days.
Well, that was 4 days from the time they contacted me. It was the following day that they put through the order after we kind of discussed it.
Well, that's even more impressive then, yeah.
I don't think this company did it, but most of these companies who ask people like us to review stuff, they want to pay you,
yep,
and we don't accept a penny from anybody,
right,
at all. And when we get the products, we give them away.
Yep.
You know, so we've had some really, you know, nice people who watch the channel who on the side reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'd really like to have something like that, but I can't afford it. I'm a veteran. I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income."
Yep.
We just send it to them.
Awesome.
You know, so
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So 4 days. From the time they reached out to the time I answered their email to the time we said, "Okay, yeah, we'd be willing to do it." 24 hours later or so, they, you know, generated the order, and 3 days after that, it was at the front door.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, criteria number 2, packaging. Talking about sturdiness, appearance, and ease of opening.
Yeah, this is a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
It reminds me of one of the very first power books that I bought from Apple. The packaging is just exceptionally well done. And with these types
It does look like an apple, even with the way this box is and the seams and the way it fits. And I totally get it when you said this was Apple-esque.
Very much so. And you know, when you're shipping electronics like this, how firmly it's held in place is really important. So it doesn't bounce around, doesn't break down any of the boards that are in these and whatnot. So yeah, extremely Apple-like product, and packaging was exceptional. So 5 out of 5.
Awesome. Okay, website description and accuracy. You gave it 10 out of 10, highest score possible.
So I come from a tech background, you know, with companies like Sun Microsystems, and it's important for tech companies not to get into speeds and feeds too much. People's eyes glaze over and whatnot.
That'd be me.
But you still want to communicate what the functionality is.
Yeah.
Their website is very clean. It communicates the important information. If you want to dive deeper into speeds and feeds, there's a data sheet that goes with it. But that's why I scored them so high.
Cool. And we already kind of talked about this product, appearance and aesthetics. We pretty much covered it. It just looks great.
You know, this takes a lot of extra work to bevel all the edges like this. You know, this is probably like an injection molding process that they made these from. And this is metal in the center. So to add beveled edges to everything adds significantly to the cost and the production time for these types of devices. So aesthetically, if you took this logo off that says Crave PowerPack and you put an apple on this, you could probably fool a lot of people.
You probably could. All right. Let's talk about the ease of understanding of the instructions. I don't suppose they were very difficult to understand.
Yeah, I didn't read the instructions. Again.
10 out of 10 because he could figure it out on his own. But that's, you know, this Chris Heaven. He's, you know, he knows his stuff.
Well, it's a litmus test.
Right.
If I don't have to read the instructions, then that tells me that it's a fairly easy to operate piece of equipment. So I did go back and look at the instructions. They're just like the website.
Yep.
They're very concise, to the point, not overly complex. So that's why we scored them so high.
So it leads us to our next criteria, which is ease of use. We've already covered it. Again, ease of use, 10 out of 10.
It's plug and play.
Yep.
Doesn't get any simpler. You plug this incredibly short power cord and this block into the wall, and you plug it into, there's multiple ports on this. So you plug it into the first USB-C port here and let it charge up, but it does have multiple ports. It's got, you know, USB 2, USB-C connections, USB 3 as well, pardon me. So there's really not much to it. It's pretty simple. It's plug and play.
Yeah, cool. All right, so warranty coverage. How do we talk about that? You gave it a 9 out of 10, pretty high score.
And there's a reason I gave it 9 out of 10. So there's a regular warranty on this, you know, that covers the product, you know, from any types of manufacturing defects for a year. But when you go on their website, just by registering it, you get another 6 months of warranty at no charge.
Wow.
So, you know, when you go to a lot of electronic stores, they pad their margins significantly by selling you this extended protection plan.
Oh, yeah.
They give you 6 months for free.
That's pretty outstanding.
It's good customer service.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I've been very curious about this, and I've been waiting to ask you about the value of this product, overall quality and value. What are we going to pay for this? Because you rated this a 9 out of 10.
It's $249. So as far as power packs are concerned, it's at the upper range of pricing, but it's also significantly more capacity than other products that might be $50, $75 cheaper.
Gotcha.
So the fact that, and here's the other thing with batteries is each time you cycle them through a charge, they lose some capacity. So they might start out at 99%, you know, when you get them. It's rare to see them even say that they're 100%. And, you know, over 6 months, it might drop down to, say, 93%. Well, when you have smaller capacity battery and it starts to lose its capacity, it becomes less and less useful. So at 50,000 milliamps, this thing's got some longevity to it.
Cool. We're jumping to criteria number 9, product support and customer service. You gave it almost a perfect score, 14 out of 15.
Yeah, so, I mean, even when I don't read the instructions, I will send questions to customer support, not the person that contacted us and asked us to do the review, but the same support that the regular consumer would get.
Yep.
And I'm looking for, did they answer my question? How quickly did they answer it? Those sorts of things. We had a very expensive piece of software, for example, we bought maybe a month ago, and it wouldn't activate on my laptop. And so I opened a ticket for it. Well, I eventually figured it out on my own, I got a response from them a week later saying, "How did we do on answering your question?"
And they didn't answer at all.
No answer, and they followed up a week later.
Oh, geez.
So I went through the process with these guys. I sent them some generic questions, like a user who might ask normal types of questions. Super fast response.
Cool.
The internet, everything happens at the speed of the internet these days, and if it doesn't, then they probably don't have great customer service, in my opinion.
Gotcha. And so our final criteria is it American made? If it's not, is it made by one of our NATO allies, or is it made by someone else? If it's American made, we give it a 15, right?
Correct.
The highest score possible. And a NATO ally gets a 7 out of 15. Made by anybody else, it gets a 0. And unfortunately, this one's going to be a 0.
It's made overseas. So is this MacBook Pro. So is the iPhone 14 that we're filming this with. But we do have a strong prejudice towards domestically made American products.
Yep.
And so the criteria, as people probably notice, have different weights, 5, 10, or 15 points. But it adds up to 100 points, so it's easy to determine what the score is out of 10. So we were not able to award any points on the point of origin for this, but we still ended up with an 8.2 out of 10 final rating.
Yep.
The highest it could be, it'd be 8.5. So it's almost a perfect score for a product made in a foreign country.
Yeah, really impressive, guys. Again, we always have a link so you can check out these products. Hit that link to learn more. You may want to purchase one. Really good price for the value. Thanks again for all your time, Chris. I know you put a lot of time and effort into these reviews. We appreciate you, and we appreciate Volusia Top Gun. More to come from Survival Dispatch.